This is Cheyenne Valentine, back today again with a new episode. Today's episode, I want to say to women, I'm going to make this video quick, that women, it is not a badge of honor being a doormat for a guy. Again, women, it is not a badge of honor being a doormat for a guy. I'm bringing this up because throughout my life, in real life, not on YouTube, but in real life, I've met so many women that would commiserate and talk about, oh, he did this, he did that, and I stood by him, and I did this, and I did that, and I have participated in that too, talking about things I've been through. And as I have matured, I see that me saying what this person did to me is only making me look stupid if I stayed with him. Okay, that's what I have learned. Me running down all the stuff this man's done to me, and I stayed with him, and I didn't get any type of revenge or nothing, that is only gonna make me look stupid. So ladies, understand, when you're going around saying, well, he did this, he did that, the first thing a person's gonna ask you is, okay, why did you stay with him? Why did you now leave after the first time? Why? And then you're gonna be stuck looking like, oh, well, I don't know. All right. And so what do I mean by women? It is not a badge of honor being a doormat for a man. I'm bringing this up because it was a lady on YouTube, and she did a story time about a woman that she knew. She talked about how the woman, she was friends with her back in the day, and she just ran into the woman. I guess they got in contact over Facebook, and she found out that the woman lives like literally like a block or two away from her. They met up and had a good time, and when she knew her back in the day, the lady was married. She said the guy was handsome and very, very handsome, and the lady is also very pretty. She said they've been married all this time, and it's been a long time. And so the lady told her, she said she remembered the lady would tell her back in the day that he used to beat her up. He used to beat her up real bad, and he would cheat on her. I think he would do drugs and stuff like that, and she stayed with him. Well, what happened recently is that he got into a car accident, and now he's paralyzed and he's in a wheelchair. And she talked about how he can't ball his hand up, so he can't use that hand to hit her anymore, and that from below his waist, his penis doesn't work. His penis doesn't work anymore. Okay, I don't know if he can move his legs. I think his legs are messed up too. But yeah, his penis doesn't work anymore. And so all that, running around whoring is no longer, he can't do that anymore. And his hand, like she said, he can't ball it up, so he can't use it to ball it up anymore to punch her in her face. And so her and the woman was talking about that. Mind you, everybody, she stayed with him. And she talked about how they stay in a different home. He stays in one home, and she stays in another one. But she's technically still with him. She takes care of him. And the two women were talking about that if the shoe was on the other foot, if she had got, I guess you say he's paralyzed and disabled, let's say he's disabled, would he stuck around, and be there for her? Would he, not cheat on her? Would he just left her for another woman? We all know the answer to that. If this man was beating her up, cheating on her, snorting cocaine and doing all this stuff, but most importantly, beating her up and cheating on her when she was an able-bodied, beautiful woman, and she's still beautiful, but an able-bodied woman, what the hell you think was going to happen if she had gotten into that car accident and is disabled and needed him to help wash her up and do all that? He would have been gone. And she could forget about him not being another woman. If he was with another woman when you were fully functioning, Lord knows how many women he's going to be running through now that he got to take care of you. No. So they talked about how, if the shoe was on the other foot, what would he have done? And they knew that he would not have stayed with her, been there for her. And so my thing is, ladies, okay, if a man is treating you bad, number one, now look, she was an abused woman. So look, when you're abused, it's a whole different mentality. So I'm not dogging her for staying with an abuser, because she's an abused woman. Okay, but what I'm saying is the part when first of all, she stayed when she shouldn't have. But the part when she talked about, this is the part I don't get. Him being disabled at this point, and her saying to her friend, she knows pretty much for a fact, if the shoes was on the other foot, that he would not be there for her, taking care of her the way she's doing for him, that he would have in fact moved on to another woman. then why are you there for him now? What is the point of being his doormat? It's not a badge. You're not going to get a candy or cookies at the end of the day, because he mistreated you out of all these years, and now you're still with him, and you know that he would not be. She said it. She know that he would not be there for her if she was the one that was disabled in a wheelchair the way he is. She know it. So it's like, why do you stay? Screw it. She been with him for 20 years. Let him abuse her. Look, she's an abused woman. She's not in her right mind. Fine. I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm talking about presently. This man is in a wheelchair. You can't even have intercourse with him. You're talking about he can't ball his fist to punch you in your face anymore. Because see that hand, his hands would have been chopped off a long time ago if he was with me. See, ain't no me waiting around to get punched in the face. But like I said, I'm not judging her because she's an abused woman. I don't know how her mind, how she thinks about things, how her mentality is. But what I'm going to say is that, like she said, she was an abused woman. She's still mentally abused. And so, I'm thinking from a woman's, I'm thinking from an abused person's perspective, okay? She's messed up in the mind to where, okay, she feels she can't leave for some reason. Okay, fine. Now he can't hit you anymore. Now he can't even go out and cheat anymore. So you can leave now. You're free. You're free from your pain. You're going to have to go through counseling and all that. But you're free now. So what is the point of telling people, what's the point of you still being there for him? And then telling people that you know if the shoe was on the other foot, you know he wouldn't be there for you. So what are you getting out of this at this point? Is it a badge of honor? Your life is not gonna get better, ladies, for being a doormat. Okay, the guy is not gonna come around and appreciate you. It don't work like that. See how most people are, male or female. However you allow them to treat you, they're going to continue doing it. They're not going to feel bad about treating you bad, because obviously they don't feel like, if they're doing it, they don't feel any remorse about it. Okay, because then they wouldn't do it. They're doing it because they want to do it to you. So the only person that can stop them is you. They're not going to, you're saying, just like when women say, oh, when they catch their boyfriend or husband cheating, and the woman might say something like, well, I never cheated on you. He doesn't care, because he probably assumed you wasn't cheating when he was out there dogging you out and didn't stop him. Your loyalty to him, your perceived loyalty, I can't even say that word, loyalty to him did not stop him from cheating on you. First of all, he doesn't even know if you really was cheating, if you really was faithful anyway. So you're saying your faithfulness, that's not going to determine anything, because when he thought you was faithful, he probably assumed you was faithful. He was still out there cheating. Now that he didn't got caught and you confronted him, you talking about, well, I was faithful to you. He assumed you was. And he still did it. So what does that tell you? That you're not gonna get a badge of honor for being a doormat. You're not gonna get a badge. And I'm not saying if you got cheated on, you're a doormat. I'm not saying that, because most times people are getting cheated on and they don't even know it. So you're not a doormat for getting cheated on. I'm saying being a doormat when you can leave a person. This person is disabled. They cannot hurt you and abuse you anymore. And you're telling people about, oh, I know he wouldn't have stuck around if, I was in a wheelchair and he used to do this and that to me. You are free to leave now, but I have to understand, she's still abused in her mind. So she might be a lost cause at this point. But it was I just couldn't be there with a man knowing he wouldn't be there for me. Kind of remind me of that movie, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I couldn't. Because I know he wouldn't be there for me. Now you want to be pitiful, but you know what? When you're an emotional person, and you care about a person, even if they abuse you, and just being a compassionate person, a lot of times people can't turn it off. And sometimes, for us ladies, some of us allow our emotions to rule our mind, our brain. It overrides, and sometimes we make bad decisions, okay, and stay with really bad people. Commiserate when other women talking about, well, he did this, he did that, okay, but then when they tell you should leave him, you still don't leave, okay. What do you think is going? You think it's going to be money at the end of the rainbow? What you think it's going to be at the end of the rainbow? You think he's going to change? He ain't going to change. This is who he is. He showed you who he is, and he ain't changing for nobody. Not for you or no other woman. He's content. He's content in being who he is. Because if he wasn't, he would try to change, or he wouldn't be doing the crap. Okay. So this is going to be a short one. You're not going to get a badge of honor for being a doormat for a guy. So you can keep being a doormat, you can keep letting the stuff continue, but nothing's going to change. He's going to continue doing it because he can get away with it. He likes doing it to you. And in her case, I know she's been with him for 20 some years, and I'm not even going to go there. She stayed, whatever. But now, you know, she might have felt like in her mind, she's like a prisoner to him. She's like a prisoner. So now he can't whore around on you. He can't even abuse you anymore. You're going to stick around and take care of him when you said out your own mouth that you know he won't do it for you? What do you expect to get out of this? I want to know, what does she expect to get out of this? Love? He don't love you. That's not love. What I want to know, what she expects to get out of it. What does any woman, any of us expect to get out of it? And for you people that say, well, men get mistreated too, let me get to the men. I know some of you have been mistreated too. But I'm going to tell you something about men. Because men are less emotional. They're able to rationalize a little bit better than women. I'm sorry. I know women might get offended by this, but some women, when we get emotional, we let that override our rational thinking. And with men, you've never heard a guy. I've never heard this. This may have happened. But ladies and gentlemen, have you ever heard a man sit with a group of men or a group of men and say, my wife used to cheat on me, hit on me, sleep with multiple men, do drugs, do all this, and I stayed with her, and you know, now, you know, she's now well, she's sick, and you know, I'm taking care of her, and I'm not messing around on her. But I know if the tables was turned, she wouldn't take care of me. No, you would never hear a guy say that, because men don't commiserate in that way. They're not sitting up there. They don't want nobody to hear that they were allowing someone to use them and abuse them. They pride, their ego won't even let that happen. So I will say, while there are men out here who have been hurt, I feel they're more rational, where I feel like also with men, they can walk away easier from a messed up situation than women. And I think it's because they're less emotional, and also society does not shame them for being single or not married. So I feel with men, if the situation gets really bad, depending on the guy and where his mentality is, he's able to walk away easier. I've seen many men in real life, not just on YouTube. See, I deal with people in real life, walk away because the situation wasn't benefiting them. The woman, they weren't getting along or whatever, or she cheated or whatever happened. I've seen situations where the woman, did she cheat? Let me think. Where he wasn't happy. She did something he didn't like, and he was like deuces, and he really liked her. Women, I feel some women, I didn't say all women, so women don't come in below saying I said all women. I'm saying I think some women, because some women are more emotional, have a little bit more of an issue of walking away from a bad situation. The emotions are interfering with her rational thinking, and also society making her feel like trash for being single and not being married. So I think it's a little bit harder. And also too, with women, well, three, I think it's harder for them to walk away too, because a lot of times they don't have friends, because once again, some women don't foster female relationships. So once they break up with their boyfriend or husband, they just by themselves. Or if they have kids, they cling on to their kids, and if they don't have kids, they just literally by themselves. Okay, so you know, that's the issue. They need to, you know, make friends and have a life outside of their significant other. So if it was to ever end, you know, you'll be sad about it, but you still have people to hang out with and that will be there for you, and you can still enjoy your life. That shows that your life does not revolve around him. He doesn't define you. But you're making him define you when you make him be your hobby, your husband, well, he is your husband, your hobby, your mom, your dad. Like I said, he's your husband, your boyfriend, your sister, your brother, your counselor, your pastor. He's everything. He's your personal trainer. He's everything. He's your chef. I mean, damn, you're giving him too many responsibilities. He holds too many positions in your life. That's why when he disappoints you, you want to kill yourself, because you put too many expectations on him. You expected too much out of him. But yeah, I feel like when men get hurt and abused and get mistreated, they don't go around. They might talk about what the woman did, but they don't brag about. It's not bragging. They don't talk about, oh, I stayed with her for 20 years and she dogged me out, and now she's disabled and she's hurt. I'm meant for her. I ain't gonna cheat. I ain't going nowhere. But I bet you, hee ha ha ha. If it was me, I know she wouldn't be around. So if you know she wouldn't be around, sir, why would you stay? See, I never heard a dude go around talking and commiserate, talking about how he got dogged out and how he stayed. But women do stuff like this. And I think as women, we need to get out of this, and we need to hold each other accountable. We need to, not men, we need to hold each other accountable and say, look, this isn't cool, sis. This isn't cool. And if you know that if you were in this same situation, he would not be there for you, he wouldn't love you enough to be there for you, you need to leave him and go on with your life.